Hey, thanks everyone for joining us. Today is a historic day for ABS, for our employees, for the industry and the customers we serve. Exciting day. We have been working on the Sexcel launch and the technology and development for over 10 years. We've had over 100 people being involved in that process across production, supply chain, development, and engineering. It's a truly remarkable and exciting to be with you today. In my 25 years at ABS, this has been the most exciting event in my career, and we love to be sharing this moment with you. As you know, our mission is pioneering animal genetic improvement to help nourish the world. And we're really launching Sexcel in that true spirit of pioneering, which is really exciting. I have with me, I'm the Global Director of Business Development for ABS, and with me is Olivier Hiers, who's the Global Sex Genetics Brand Manager. We've been working together at this, the two of us, for at least for 3 years. As I mentioned to you, over 10. And we'll be handling lots of questions that we receive from you around the world, and we hope to share with you all the exciting things that are happening with Sexcel.
So yeah, I mean, we've been waiting for that moment for a very long time with Jesus, and we are very proud to share that with you. This is clearly a very exciting time at ABS. So we've been on the road for the last 6 weeks training our employee, which is about more than 450 so far, and we've seen something very consistent. People are extremely excited, enthusiastic about what we're doing. And we know we're going to have a product on the market that's going to make a real change to our customer. But let's talk about the question, and we will handle all of those questions throughout this session, and what will not be answered will be answered afterwards and posted on our website. Talking about website, we have a dedicated website for Sexcel, so I invite you to check that out after this session. And the session will be recorded too, and will be posted in about 2 weeks from now, and translated in all the main language from ABS. With that, we're going to start with a question. And the first question we have is coming from England, and is asked to Jesus. And what is different about Sexcel technology?
Yes, I answered that question before. I wanted to tell people that we're here in Mexico, live from Mexico, not from New York, but from Mexico. And wanted to let you know that actually it happens to be the 25th year anniversary of ABS Mexico, so we're really excited also for Luis and his team, and it's great to be here with them, sharing this moment. So what is different about Sexcel technology? Our Sexcel technology is our proprietary 21st century technology that is gently on the cells and improves performance in customer herds around the world, and we're really excited to be bringing this to our customers.
So we have another question coming from USA this time, Jesus, and this is a very important one because it's about how ABS has validated Sexcel.
So it has taken a long time. Again, we have been working at this for, I would say, 5 or 6 years in actually working in customer farms, doing trials. So we've done lots of trials, over 10 trials, 10,000 breedings across all of the key geographies that we serve, and over 2,000 in vitro fertilized embryos, to making sure that the performance of the product was validated and that the product performed well all over the world. Now we have a question here for Olivier. This one is coming from Italy. And Olivier, how well does Sexcel work?
Oh, the best answer with that was from the customer. Part of the validation was also to have customer testimonials, and what we received from our customer is great. Basically, the product worked great at all the testimonial we had, and it translated into a result of increased conception rate in the 8 to 15%. Mentioning the validation itself demonstrated a 90% relative to conception rate performance.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we have another question here. This one's coming from our friends in Brazil. This is also for Olivier. Olivier, will ABS best sires be available as Sexcel?
This question always comes back. I mean, that's a funny one. So first, yes, the answer is yes. And then, thanks to the ABS leadership, that's a commitment from the company. And yes, we will offer best sires, and we can drop names such as Joe Super, Silver in the proven lineup, but also in the young genomics such as Achiever and Midley would be part of the offering. Now, this is a global communication, and you have to be careful about the local availability of sires, which is decided in each of the country. So I have a question for you, Jesus, and that's one that is burning the lip of many of customers. There's been coming a lot of the session we had so far. What is the current legal situation with ST?
Well, as you know, we went back. We had a lawsuit in the federal court in Madison last August. We were able to prove there that ST had a monopoly position. We also then filed for an injunction, and that issue was resolved in March of this year, where the federal court granted that injunction in favor of ABS. What happened as a consequence of that is it allowed us to remove some of the restrictions that we had in the existing service agreement with ST, and actually has paved the way for us to be able to be launching Sexcel today, which is remarkable and truly exciting.
And put a smile on your face too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So another question, sir, about that comes from Poland. What percentage of FR calves should we expect with Sexcel?
So each straw is estimated to have a minimum of 85% sex-skewed female cells in the straw, but we see variation from bull to bull. Some of the batches that we see as we speak, last week when I was looking at that, it ranges in the high 80s to the mid 90s. But what we get from real world data, as you know, is as a minimum of 85%. So we're going to be making sure that we're meeting those customer expectations as we move forward. We have a question here from our friends in Ireland. This is for Olivier. Olivier, what conception rate should I expect using Sexcel?
So the trial we have conducted show a 90% relative conception rate on average compared to conventional semen, which is a great achievement and very positive for the customer.
We have another question here for Olivier. This one is coming from Canada. Olivier, how does Sexcel fit in the ABS offering?
Well, first of all, Sexcel offers the best ABS genetics. It also offers an improved fertility and offer customer choices. So that's quite important for customer perspective. But also, it combines with the other tools that ABS has, such as IVB, which is the IVF ABS solution, and then we have the genetic services too, and we have the de novo genetics that is offered as well, and we have also to not underestimate the power of our technical services. All of that is really what makes ABS truly different, and Sexcel is one part of that. And that makes it a really, really, really successful story for our customers.
That's really exciting on having all those elements in our toolbox to meet customer needs. Truly exciting.
I think we have to agree on one thing is nobody has such an extensive offering for customers than ABS. So question for Jesus. This is a very neat one from Australia. We have heard that we have deployed Sexcel technology in India. Can you comment on that?
Yes, so our friends in India have actually effectively launched as we speak because they're ahead of us. And Arvind and his team have done a great job in launching Sexcel in India. We have deployed the technology there, which is truly remarkable and exciting. Since March of this year, we have actually been sexing indigenous breeds, buffalo, deer, and other breeds in India. And as you know, Sexcel is going to really, truly transform the dairy industry in India. And one of our key values for Genus is to be socially responsible. And I think it's really cool to have the opportunity for every child in India to drink a glass of milk every day, every boy and every girl, so they can live healthy lives in the future. So truly exciting. I'd like to congratulate Arvind and the ABS India team, and we're really excited about the future of Sexcel in India.
Yes, and so we have some more time, so we're going to start to take questions from our customer and attendees online. So do you have any question from us? Since we have a little pause, I would like to officially and clearly state that we could not have done that without Olivier that is here helping us to get this streaming online.
I hope you guys are having a great celebration in the forest and every place around the world, because we'll be celebrating.
Yes, tonight. We do. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we will. So, questions. So, all right.
So we have a question here coming up. I'll have Olivier. What is the expected? This is coming from Justin Brown. What is the expected conception rate?
So we talked about the relative conception rate, which will be in the 90%. It's always depending on the site you're using, hence as well the importance to use the fertility star ranking that we have for the sex product. So that's the answer in a nutshell. There's
a follow-up here and says, will it work in conventional flushes?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's we as Jesús mentioned, we tested extensively beyond just sex semen usage and in IVF usage too. So the answer to that is yes.
We have another question. This is from Andrew Hunt at the Bullvine. Have you done field trials?
Please answer that.
Yeah. So Andrew, yes, we have done extensive field trials. As I mentioned to you, across many geographies. Again, over 10,000 breeding. This is in the U.S. We've done some in Europe, Australia, Brazil, Italy, and several other places around the world that actually validated the performance of our product in those herds.
Do you mind to explain how we conducted the trial? There's a lot of thought that went into making sure that the trial was totally honest and demonstrate the reality in the field.
Yeah, so most of all these trials were done as blind trials. So actually they were sold to customers as fertility trials. So people did not know that there was sex product. We use at least, I think, over 42 bulls. We use SOP protocols. So it was used with sync protocols, fixed time AI. This was done actually in first and second service heifers because that's a protocol that we currently use for sex semen. And again, across many geographies. The exciting piece with this is actually we're getting calls from customers, both Olivier and I, where people saying, I'm getting too many females, which is a good problem to have. And please keep sending us some of that sex semen. So truly exciting.
Yep, getting some more questions. They're coming live, so that's how it works. All right.
Oh, so this is part of the celebration. Many ABS employees from all over the world are sending congrats, and they're very proud. Again, we are very proud of this accomplishment. One thing I would say is that sometimes we also have to celebrate the things that have not worked. ABS actually has an active, was working in sex semen since the 1980s, and it's taking a long time to get to this place. So the fact that we've been able to launch successfully our technology is truly remarkable, and we'd like to thank also all the scientists and all the people that are actually working things. That's part it's called research and development. The many things that are tried and do not work. And it is fantastic that we have the opportunity, I guess in my lifetime, Olivier, to be able to launch Sexcel and provide another option for customers around the world. And I think one of the key things you talked about before is giving customers a choice, which is great.
Yeah. So we have another question here, which is very important for the long term of ABS and Genus in general. Is the IP exclusive to ABS? And I will rephrase that. We own the technology, so do we have IP on the technology?
Yes, absolutely. So this is a unique, again, proprietary technology. It's a bit different than the existing technology, and we have developed our own intellectual property also to protect our technology in the future. We have another question here. This is coming from Brazil. Again, how long have we been working on this technology? So effectively on the Genosex semen technology, we have been at it for over 10 years. We licensed technology back in 2007. And then we brought that in-house at about 2010. And, to make these successful, you have to mesh biology with engineering and making sure that you can make those things work. But it's the elements of all those pieces and lots of people, a lot of brain power. And through the process, we also took a long time, and some things work and sometimes don't work. That's part of development. And then once we conducted successful field trials, that's when we got really excited. And right now we have a facility near Madison where we have close to 100 employees, over 60 in the production side, over 35 in the development and research. And it's truly remarkable and exciting because this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
We'll continue to work in development and continue to progress the technology to making sure that customers are happy.
Yeah, we have a great pipeline of our future bright solution coming our way.
Yes.
I had a question that just popped up there about how do you fast forward your genetic progress? And this is something that is pretty common and well known at ABS. And basically, you just make sure to identify your best efforts, and then you just select the adequate sires that you need from ABS. You take the best genetics that apply for your farm, and mating those two allows you to fast forward your genetic progress way faster than if you're just using conventional everything in your herd. On top of that, it allows you to deal with those bottom part of your herd, the not so great cows. You can put different solution like beef on dairy to make some cash while you have the crop. So that's the way you can do genetic progress. But also you have to make sure to work with a team that is able to provide and guide you to the right solution. That's why genetic services from ABS can help you.
So Olivier, we have another follow question. This is from, again, Andrew Hunt at Bovine. Can you explain what you mean by relative fertility in regards to preg rates?
Well, the common way of measuring the conception rate is regarding the conventional fertility. As Jesus mentioned, until very recently, we're not allowed to do some of comparison with what exists in the market. So we focus solely on what it meant for the conception rate in conventional semen. And so what we did, we pitched Sexcel against conventional, and we achieved a 90% relative to conventional conception rate performance. That's where the relative is coming from. It's a comparison between the two.
Hey, thank you for continuing to field the questions. Again, this is exciting. This one is coming from Geno's ABS. And we have our tagline, which is, can you explain how our customers are now able to fast forward with their genetic progress?
I just answered that one live when it came directly. So again, pick up your best efforts, pick up an ABS, great sires, make sure they get mated, work with a great team to use the genetic services from ABS, and then your bottom part of your herd dedicated to something else such as beef on dairy. This is going to be a real good solution for customer in our markets. Are all the bulls going to be sexed? Jesus.
Right now we having a great success rate. So as you know, there's a lot of variability by bulls, and now with genomics, a lot of younger bulls are coming to being sexed. So about 70-75% of the lineup is actually bulls that range from that 13 months of age to 23, 24 months of age. And as you know, those bulls have not been completely developed, but we have a big hit rate. We're getting about 9 out of 10 bulls that are actually coming through our facilities we've been able to sex, which is also very exciting for us.
Which in turn increases the choice for the customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Where do you recommend to use Sexcel, heifers or cows? Well, I mean, the first answer to that is heifers for two main reasons. One, they should have your best genetics, and secondly, they have better fertility. So if you want to have a better return on your investment and progress your genetics, that's the best place to go. Now, we're not stopping you to using the cows. You just have to know very well what you're doing and be very aware of the limitation it has. It will have a lower fertility because this is how it is. And then you have to know your cows very well to avoid any bad situation. So recommendation is heifers first.
Okay, we have another question here. This is for you, Olivier. How will the straws look and how are they packaged?
Oh, so there's no one answer for that. We're a global company, so I'm going to focus on North America first here. But from North America, we will have the straw in a see-through pink packaging. You will notice the technology. We always start with a 6, so 629, 694. We also have incorporated our intelligent branding in it, which we'll talk about at a different time. And the last piece that will make a difference is the racks. The racks are very strong red anodized color, so they're very easy to recognize. We're getting to the end of the time we have for this session, and so I'll thank you all for the time you gave us. And I'm going to turn to Jesus for a conclusion, if you don't mind. I mean, about this event we have as a launch.
Again, this has been a remarkable and exciting. I'd like to thank again all the employees, the Genus board, all the people have really worked to make this work. Again, there's been, I would say, even more than hundreds of people. So we'd like to thank everyone for joining us on this historic day. ABS has always been a true pioneer and innovator in the bovine genetics industry and has led the way for many decades. And to me, it has been an exciting day for the industry, an exciting day for the customers we serve around the world, our employees, our investors. Thank you very much for your time in sharing this moment with us. Truly exciting, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity in my career to be able to see this actually come to fruition, to serve the customers that actually makes us successful. So thank you very much.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.